You have just tapped into the Christian Life Coach Collective, and I'm your host, Laura Malone. I'm here to equip and encourage coaches in skills, business, personal life, and faith. I believe you're already 100% worthy and capable, and you're called for such a time as this. So let's get you walking it out with courage and confidence so you can be an amazing coach who sees transformation and great results in both your life and the lives around you. Let's get started. So long before I ever called myself a coach, I was always the go-to person for my friends and my family, people who worked for me, people I worked with, people I barely knew, the lady at Costco in aisle 3 looking for chips. And honestly, if somebody was in a hard season, they would call me. If they needed to just talk about something, they would call me. People would end up at my house or say, hey, let's go to dinner. And I thought we were just hanging out for fun as friends. And then, nope. They needed to talk. They needed to be listened to. I would end up on the phone for lots of hours, or again, like I always say, kind of in the parking lot after church, while my kids are sitting in the hot minivan. I loved it and I genuinely cared, but I also remember some frustration that would come after those conversations because I would show up fully because I cared. I would pour myself out, my time, my energy. I would make my family wait. Then I would watch that person make the same choices, or if I didn't know them, I would never know what they did after our conversation. I would watch them cycle, fall back into the same patterns, stay stuck in the same story, the same pain that they were complaining about Sunday afternoon. And I would wonder, wow, I thought I actually helped them. I thought I helped them talk it out. I thought I helped them process. I thought I helped them decide what to do about it. I thought I helped them change their mind. I thought I helped them find truth. And I'm like, did I? Did I though? Wouldn't there be fruit? And I learned that being compassionate and safe is really powerful, but it's not the same thing as being a trained coach who has a container and a process that people invest in. Because when you're a helper, you might listen really well, you might offer great encouragement, but you might be relying on your instincts in the moment. But as a coach, you actually have a framework and you know how to guide people from where they are, their point A, to where they want to be, point B, without taking on and carrying the responsibility of their actions and without trying to fix them or give them the answers, solutions, cures, etc., So that is the shift that training will create for you. And it helps to take what is natural, your gifting of being empathetic, your ability to see potential and other, possibilities, your desire to help people. Training strengthens that with skills that create a real process and lasting transformation that people can say yes to. And then what happens is you're not the only one invested. They're not just showing up. The lady in the grocery store, the woman in the parking lot, the friend that comes over, a lot of times people they want to debrief. They want to just talk it out. And that is what a friend does, or even a chaplain. But as a coach, when you say to yourself, for these people, you're having these conversations and you're like, gosh, I really have a desire to help them figure this out, take different action, be confident in the decision that they make. Like when you say, I want to actually help them make a change. They're complaining, they're debriefing, they're processing, they're feeling all the feelings. That's okay. And if that's all they want, they just needed a friend to validate and listen. That's awesome. just be a friend. But if you find yourself investing yourself at a deeper level that is not mutually invested by those people, and then maybe being a coach is a great outlet for you to get trained and learn how to actually serve people in that. Beyond the listening, how to ask the questions and get curious and dig deeper with them and then guide them to, let's say, guide them to define where they are, not just debrief where they are and how they feel, but actually define it and then help them define what do they actually want? What's the point B? If they were putting the route in the map and saying, well, you know what? I'd like to go from here to here in this situation. Then as a coach, you can actually have a framework and training that helps them do that. And Proverbs 4:7 says that wisdom is supreme. So go get wisdom, and whatever else you get understanding. Getting trained to be a coach gives you understanding, teaches you how to ask the questions that uncover what's really going on and how to create space for somebody to process, how to walk them through and toward change without getting lost in the weeds yourself, without your own judgment, without being attached to their process or their outcome. The Pearl practice I use in coaching is a huge part of that. It gives you a very repeatable and trustworthy way to help people uncover what is their paradigm, what are they thinking, and what are they believing, what are they operating from, how are they interpreting the situations that they are struggling with, how to process their emotions and actually define that they have emotions, whether or not they're expressive about them. They have emotions. Like, let's take some time to allow for that. How to make intentional choices about what they're going to do and move towards the results and legacy they actually want to create. So it's what takes your natural support and strengths and turns it into skilled guidance that can work for every client in any situation. So if you've been the helper in your world for as long as you can remember, like me, maybe it is time to take the next step and become the coach you're made to be. So that's what we do inside the Christian Life Coach Certification Pathway. You take your God-given heart to serve people, and I give you the tools, the training, and the confidence to do it in a way that changes people's lives, yours included. So you can learn more and start your certification at sterlingandstonementoring.com, because the gift that you have to offer is way too valuable to leave it unsharpened. So let's make sure you can use it to its fullest so you can actually be doing what you're made to do and have a container and a process for it so you can see people getting results. And then the next time somebody grabs you and starts pouring out what they're going through and wants to know if you have anything to offer them, you can give them a link to schedule with you. And then you can say, I'm going to finish my grocery shopping and take my kids home and go make lunch and spend the rest of my day with my family. And I'm glad to work with you when you schedule an appointment next Thursday. I can totally help you with this. I know I can. And it will feel so empowering to you. Not just because you have an answer for those people who want something that you have to offer and they can tell they're pulling on it, but also it actually invites them to get transformation and do something rather than just do a little bit of trauma dumping on you. You don't deserve that. You deserve better. You can be a friend to some people, but when it's time to put on your coach hat, when you can tell somebody is looking for a coach, not just a confidant and a companion, then getting trained to be a life coach really is a powerful resource for it. And I'm here for you. This is what I love doing. So I'll see you there and talk to you next week. Thanks for listening. For more coaching resources and to learn how to work with me, head to sterlingandstonementoring.com or click the link in the show notes. Remember, Walk boldly in your calling, and I'll talk to you next time.